All right, we are back. We replaced Saviz with Forsen. What you doing over there?
I need my snooze, man.
Oh.
I need to take it inside here because they fucking shoot me down if I take it outside. You can't bring cigarettes, you can't bring anything.
Well, yeah, well, broadcasting it should be fine.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
They're not watching this stream.
Yeah. I actually don't think anyone's watching the stream right now. Yeah. So, what regulations have you had to be subjected to while you're here?
Oh, not many. I had to like hide my snooze before I went in the first day because they were like visiting everyone. But then I just realized I could hide it here because they only check pockets.
Oh, okay.
Next level strats, you know.
Have you tried your rectal cavity?
Good one, bro. No, I have not, and I will.
Well, what if they start checking hoodies? What do you do then?
Then I'm fucked, I guess. But I'd rather get shot than try the rectal cavity.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, I don't know. That doesn't sound very hardcore of you. I thought you were the most hardcore person here.
I don't know, Kev.
Yeah. So I don't know when the next match is going to start, but it is going to be Masan versus Xiao Zong. We have not seen either player play in this tournament. But the match after that is going to be Saviz versus Alchemist, and we have seen both of those players play. How do you feel? Because you're kind of in the same spot as Saviz, where you drop your first game.
Yeah,
you feel kind of like destroyed?
I feel really bad because I misread my opponent. I thought it was handlock for sure. So I don't know if most people remember the game, but I dropped my favorite war axe in and kept execute because I was so sure it was handlock. I'm usually very.
And then you mulligan really badly into another execute.
Yeah, execute Black Knight and Sylvanas in my starting hand. So it was like
it doesn't get any worse than
that. I cried when he played his flame imp turn 1. But I'm usually very right because when you mulligan with Sue, you don't have you can't put up a list with which card with card you want to keep against certain classes, because when you play Sue you want to imagine your first 3 turns, it's always different because you don't want to keep the egg if you don't have an enabler. You don't want to keep an enabler without egg and stuff. So you don't. But he really quickly mulligan every 3 of his cards, and that's a sign of a handlock player. But it just turned out that he had really high curve cards, so it was nothing to think about. He just did it and got a really good start.
What do you think about aggressive mulligans for Undertakers? Couldn't that be more of a thing these days?
Yeah, sure, it could, but I mean, if you have a flame imp, you won't throw it back for an Undertaker. You know, it's it's too high for risk. So, but I mean, I won 1 game, and Monk in my group, he lost 2 games to the Chinese players. So if it turns out to be a 3-way tie, I'm still in a good position to advance because of match score.
I don't think it can be a 3-way tie.
It can be if one player goes 3-0,
others go 2-1.
Yeah, exactly. But I went 2-1 and Monk got 0-2'd, so.
Okay.
So in theory, I'm in a better spot than Savish because he went 0-2.
That's true. But then the same player would have to win all 3.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping that my player that I lost to wins all 3.
Or Monk's opponent.
Or Monk's opponent, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's a difference, no. So, yeah.
Actually, no, it can't be Monk's opponent, because then that would mean that you would lose to him.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it needs to be my opponent, yeah.
Yeah, the only case would be your opponent. 3-0s, the rest.
Yeah.
What do you think the chances of that happening are? Close to astronomical?
I mean, they said that my player, I should have done the research, because they said that my player in the BlizzCon qualifier, he never dropped a single game with Sue. So if I knew that he was a really good Sue player, I would have mulligan for that properly, and since he never lost with Sue, that might continue, you know?
I thought you were hardcore. I'm just hearing softcore, softballs.
Dude, I'm hardcore. I'm not a try-hard, you know? I don't do research. I just YOLO, you know?
Aren't try-hards hardcore by definition? Because they try hard?
No, hardcore is you're hardcore, but you don't try to be hardcore, you know?
That's like hipster core.
Yeah, sure.
So you're hipster core?
I'm hipster core, apparently.
Okay. Alright, well that's not too bad. I mean I wouldn't feel bad with that title.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's a good title, you know?
Alright, it's not bad. I don't know how long we're out until the game, but apparently Masan is setting up on stage. I don't know what we can expect out of setup. How is it set up over there? Does it take long to log into your account?
No,
your deck,
it's really fast. The only problem I had with the main stage is that you could like slightly hear the Chinese commentators.
Okay.
So
and you don't know what they're saying, but the Chinese
yeah, you don't have headsets. So that's like, I was really happy about getting a group with Chinese people, but after playing on the main stage, it was like not so happy because I heard them say like hand lock, and like so he knew it was hand lock most likely.
Okay.
So yeah, like you could slightly hear it, and I'm like foreign. He could probably hear it way better than I did because when you hear a foreign language, you don't like really concentrate.
Right. But when you do hear a foreign language and they use a word like hand lock, that's the only one that you hear.
Yeah.
It's like gibberish and then hand lock and then more gibberish.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You get a little bit out of it.
I'm really happy playing backstage next games. So
okay.
So yeah, and hopefully only foreigners will like get out of the groups somehow. I don't know, and then we can play on the stage. I think the next group of 16 is gonna be on stage, right? Next day.
I don't think it's possible to have all of the games.
No, not all of the games, of course.
On stage until we get to 4.
Okay.
The plan is to get to 4 players at the end of today, but I don't think that's a reality.
They're saying rigged boys.
Rigged boys.
Yeah, I don't. The Chinese people have been doing very well in this tournament. Chinese players, except for the girl that played against Arconix. Everyone has won their match, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I don't think all of them have. Have they?
Lothar lost to 1, Monk lost to 1, I lost to 1, and Kungen lost to 1. Those are the only Chinese players that have been played so far, I believe. I'm not.
Actually, I think you're right.
Yeah. Oh, there was Chinese versus Chinese. Yeah, okay,
had to
of
knock
course,
someone out. But yeah, actually, you're right. A lot of them, from what I remember, I might be wrong, have been with very aggressive decks like Hunter and a lot of Zulok.
Yeah.
And Saviz was saying that he thinks this will be a pretty big disadvantage in the second stage.
Yeah, where you can ban.
Yeah.
Like every one of us thought it was gonna be banned in the first place, in the first stage as well. So it kind of came as a surprise for us. I did expect a lot more handlock because, like, the Chinese players, they usually copy the meta of NA and EU. They would like watch BlizzCon tournaments and like, oh, everyone is playing handlock. So I thought they would copy it. That's why I was like so sure it was handlock when I played it. But it turns out to be aggro hunter, aggro warlock, and like aggro mage, and like I don't know. They're really aggressive in Asia.
How do you think the matches would have played out if you could ban in this stage of the tournament?
Oh, I had a really good lineup for that. I think most European players would advance
just
here.
In general, I don't want to spoil your strategy. Do you think it's going to be like a lot of Warlock bans, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think almost everyone had a plan for banning Warlock and then having 2 solid decks to like counter everything else. So that's what everyone had as a plan, I think. Maybe someone banned Hunter and went like Mage to counter like Handlock instead of banning Handlock, but most players would probably ban Warlock.
What did you think of Hype's Miracle Rogue? Do you think you'd just ban Warlock and play that all day?
Yeah, that it's a really interesting one. It loses very hard to aggro because he's not running SI agents. He's not running
I
like
didn't realize
Sludge
that.
Belcher. Yeah, it's like everything revolves around getting your Auctioneer and Conceal, and then just getting your Arcane Golems and double Cold Bloods and just hitting face, concealing again if you want to, and like stuff like that. So it's really bad versus aggro. It would not have worked out in a Chinese group, I think. But against a player like Savage, which is known to play only control almost, it worked really well.
Okay. Well, we do see the tournament screen for the